and welcome back to my vlog. We're continuing with part 3 here. And the most precious heritage of every nation on the green earth is the nobility of its mothers. For without noble mothers it can have no worthy and manly men. All nations should recognize this fact, and instead of giving pensions to those who destroy life, they should give them to those who multiply and replenish it, and make a nation worthy of existence and fame. And God will surely bestow on the mothers of men a crown of eternal glory for every life added to his empire and domain of deathless eternities. The momentous question arises in this busy age of travel and pleasure, when so many seek the luxurious ease of opulence and avoid as far as possible all cares and responsibilities. Will the emancipated womanhood of our land deny the law of love and life, written in the heart and conscience of all sentient beings, and decline the angelic ministrations of maternity? Will they refuse to join in the economy of God and nature, or leave this high and holy vocation to the ignorant and superstitious of our foreign element? If so, the citizenship of our beloved nation will degenerate with each succeeding generation. Will the modern woman seek social pleasures and the flattery of passing admiration in lieu of home life and maternity, and be satisfied to flutter as a gaudy butterfly of fashion? Will her womanly heart find the prattle of a baby voice and the pressure of its chubby hands upon her smiling face, as it crows in her loving arms, a truer, sweeter pleasure than the social triumphs of a few fleeting seasons? A joyous child brings more pleasure to a household than a marble palace with mahogany furniture and an automobile. This is the all-important woman question of the future, the question of race suicide. For the entrance of woman into all the vocations of business life, the tendency to avoid domestic cares, the laxity of the marriage vows, together with the elimination of homes for boarding houses, and the prevalence of divorces, makes it a serious question for the future. Already, this pressing vital question causes the wisest men of France to tremble for the future of their race and nation, for its shrinking population is forcing it from the ranks of a first-class power to the humiliation of weakness and decay. Will they listen to France's Macedonian call and the law of love and life written in their womanly natures? Humanity of the past and present is not final. It shall not cease at the present development. Human society was never static. We are at the beginning of the greatest changes in human history. There will be no shock, but the transforming silent touch of universal evolution, whose voice speaks thus: "We are the creatures of twilight, but out of our minds and the lineage of our minds will spring minds that will reach forward fearlessly. A day will come, one day in the unending succession of days, when the beings now latent in our thoughts, hidden in our loins, shall stand on this earth as on a footstool, and they shall laugh and reach out their hands among the stars." It is said that the flower which opens and smiles upon the brink of an abyss is like love, which lives also between two eternities. It is the most human of the passions, and at the same time the most divine. It is the most intimate and the most ethereal. It guides the poet when he scales the skies and lifts the soul to celestial raptures. The gifted and the common mind are alike troubled, agitated, and exalted by this divinity who evokes their silent passions and stirs their slumbering fancy. Many animals change their form and color in the season of love, and man is similarly affected in his psychic nature. Every human and divine element responds to the witchery of the god of love, and new colors in thought and character appear, and the glowing eye glistens with changing smile or tear, like dewdrops on the jeweled face of morn. The first touch of poetry lights up the prosy brain. The first ambitions, brilliant hopes, struggles, flashes of genius, and heroic resolves spring forth like living phantoms at the magic power of this matchless magician of the soul. Woman, far more than man, is reared in the regions of love, and has more leisure to reflect on the secret movements of her heart, and to gather the wisdom and beauty of love, and distill it as the rarest perfume of life. Love is woman's crown of divinity. Love lifts man to his highest capabilities, noblest enterprises, and loftiest ideals, and makes him monarch of a larger and more beautiful world. The history of man shows how gross and abject natures are transformed by love, how dull and stolid minds have been guided by it to paths of honor and glory. It is said that fame and science should guard themselves from love as from a dangerous enemy, and that to be a great man one must love their art alone and be wed only to their great ambitions. Ah, but for one genius killed by love, 100 owe to it all their greatness and inspiration and the moving force of life, and blessed as superior to fame, and sweeter than all the laurels of victory or the plaudits of success. All the glory of art and science, of thrones and crowns, is inspired by the love of woman. This was openly proclaimed in the heroic and chivalrous ages, and should still be held in grateful remembrance. And there we'll stop. One more section tomorrow. Make it a great day, and bye for now.